Okay, today's lesson is looking at exterior angles of polygons. So we've already talked a lot about interior angles on the inside of a polygon. An exterior angle is simply the angle on the opposite side. Now, it's really important when we're talking about these that there's actually two sets of exterior angles. So generally, if we're drawing exterior angles, we continue the line on the side. So remember, make up 180 and 180 there. So you can see these ones extend on. It kind of looks like a bit like a water wheel, that they're all going in the same direction. So we say that this is an anti-clockwise one because the points are pointing in an anti-clockwise way. There's obviously, you could, if I just change color, you could quite equally, so you could quite easily put in the green ones, which are the clockwise exterior angles. The key thing is making sure that you have the interior angle is opposite, is supplementary to the interior angle. So what's the rule of exterior angles? This little GIF here that we've got explains it pretty well, is that you'll notice that if we shrink the sides of any polygon to a point, is that actually all the exterior angles add up to a point. Now, thinking back to our rule about the area, the angles, the sum of the angles at a point means that all the exterior angles add up to 360, just like a point. So it's a really useful rule to then look at questions. Is that if we know some of the exterior angles, we can work out what the missing ones are. So obviously 360 is equal to x plus 60 plus 85 plus 92 plus 70. And we can work out that answer by finding x is equal to 360 degrees, take away 307, which means x must be equal to 53 degrees. Not only that, is what we can also use these questions to work out the interior angles. So because it's not regular, so this pentagon isn't regular, then we won't know what the interior angles are going to equal by just taking the sum and dividing by how many sides there are. So we can use the fact that they're supplementary, they add up to 180 to work out that this is 110, the exterior angle is 70, this one must be 88, this one's 95, and this one must be 120, and lastly this angle here must be 127. And that's kind of the use of using the exterior angles. So in some ways it can be easier to remember the rule about the exterior angles being 360 rather than having to calculate what the interior angles are. So here's a few questions which you could have a go at, particularly D. So try and think about all the different rules that we've covered and get an answer for me. So pause the video now. Okay, hopefully you gave that a go. Let's take a look at question A. A is equal to 80 by subtracting all those. B is equal to 110, and then C, we should have been able to work that out. You might have worked out that this that angle there must be equal to 75. Oh, sorry, 85. But maybe you also remembered the rule with the external angles of a triangle are the sum of the two of the opposite sides. So we could have just added 60 and 35 together. The last one, D, a regular shape has external angles of 30. How many sides does it have? It has 12 sides because if the formula is 360 is the total divided by the number of sides to be equal to 30, then you can rearrange that it must be 360 divided by 30 equals 12. Otherwise, there'd be no way to get exterior angles of 30. So the key thing over the last two lessons is looking at the regular polygons, exterior angles. If you want to work them out, 360 divided by how many sides there are, and also the interior angles is the sum of the other two. That's it. So there's a worksheet on the lesson 1 note. Go back to there and give it a go. Don't forget to upload your work.